Hey there, folks. It's Shad and Danny. It's week 3 of preseason here, Shaddy. We talked a little bit last week about the Broncos needing to get right. They did with the victory of the St. Louis Rams, 27-26, and what I like to call 2 great quarters of football.
Hey, I got to tell you what. You want to know what's getting right is Peyton Manning.
Yes.
The guy is so incredible. You know, it starts when you go to camp. You go watch all the quarterbacks. They're throwing all these passes, and they wait until a receiver's open, and bam, Peyton Manning's back there, laser perfect shot before the receiver even cuts. I mean, this guy is so accurate, so fun to watch him. The way he just mastered that. And the Rams got a darn good defensive team. Peyton Manning was in the zone. He's locking down. He doesn't even have Wes Welker out there.
Nope.
You know, this week, and we saw this some last year, right? Eric Decker's finally in the mix, 6 receptions. Demaryius Thomas is open whenever he wants him to be, you know, open, a little whoop, whoop, whoop in the corner. Julius Thomas continues to be a great guy who I picked on my fantasy team last night as well.
Well played.
So I think that, you know, Peyton Manning and the offense are ready to go. I think finally we saw some bigger runs from our running backs, although what in the world's going on with Ronnie Hillman, Dan?
You know something? You know, Ronnie aside, it just seems like the collective bunch of these guys right now, you know, we're waiting for that one guy, Shad, to just step up and say, I'm the guy. I'm going to be the guy that carries this load. And of all people last night, and it's a guy that you know, we've been a little bit critical of, Shad, is no Sean Marino.
Yeah, no Sean Marino has earned his slams in the past, but the guy's playing. He knows he's at the end of his contract here coming up soon with the Denver Broncos. The guy has 2,000 some yards rushing, which by the way, Terrell Davis, another Georgia guy, had in one season. So this is a season no Sean needs to step up. He's a great at blocking and protecting the quarterback.
Probably Denver's best blocking.
And can he stay healthy is a big question. But you want to know who got the real big Woody on the sidelines was John Fox with Montee Ball. I mean, Montee Ball, 3 straight rushes, crushes it in the middle, touchdown. That's what you want to see. The guy who leads college football history for touchdowns, you want to give him the ball inside the 10. You know what? I don't know that Denver needs to have a man, Danny, at running back. It's okay to run it out, but be smart about what you're doing. I don't want to see that goofy Ronnie Hillman running the ball inside the 10. And 3 fumbles already this preseason. So Ronnie Hillman slowly sliding a little bit back. I think no Sean Marino edging forward, and Montee Ball, whether he gets, and actually did fairly good. He dropped 1 pass, but Montee Ball is going to be a contributor on this team. I think we're starting to get it together. No concerns about the offense. What do you think about the defense?
You know something? Well, just one before we talk about defense. I wanted to give a shout out to a guy who we have not yet seen in preseason that we did last night, and what a difference maker. Left tackle Ryan Clady.
Oh, it's good to have the All-Pro back.
All of a sudden, our line looks solid, did it not?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yep.
And I'm still a little, you know, Manny Ramirez is in there, so I'm not quite there on the whole line, but definitely looked a lot better. You got Cooper. The Broncos made a smart move, went on and got Moffitt, another backup lineman that's going to help him out. So we're all good on the offense. I go to bed every night.
Yep, feeling pretty good,
aren't you? Things are good, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
defense.
Yep. Once again, you know, I think we saw a little bit of the same old stuff last night with covering tight ends.
Yeah,
guys over the middle. But I tell you, several bright spots to me last night, and we've talked about them a little bit in the preseason, but we haven't really talked about them in a game environment, and that was Rogers Cromartie last night.
Absolutely. So good to have DRC back, and I thought he does just a great job. And Champ Bailey's got me a little scared, I mean, this season. I mean, he didn't have an All-Pro year, even though he was selected by reputation, and I know that's hard to hear, Bronco fans, but you go look at his work last year. That wasn't an All-Pro season. He's just getting older, right? And even his injury, he did a cut and he got hurt. I mean, so I'm a little worried about Champ Bailey. That's why it's so important that DRC is healthy. He had a great game. Seemed like the safeties were pretty decent. And Malik Jackson, I think, is
a solid game.
Man, great job. Got a sack, a lot of pressure. Nate Irving continues to look good. And I was a little bit concerned, though, as the Broncos passed way back at draft time. I know we were hanging out there. Pass on Alec Ogletree, who just looked terrific on the other side of the ball. And our guy, Sylvester Williams, if you're being honest, Bronco fans, has been kind of MIA so far this preseason. So, you know, no use crying over spilled milk. But Nate Irving coming along, Malik Jackson looked good. How about Wesley Woodyard leading the Broncos in tackles?
Yep, and starting in a position that he's never started before last night in the middle of the linebacking core. And just a quick side note under the category, what a pisser. I didn't like seeing seen a guy that's about to be suspended for 6 games out with the ones early in the first quarter, when we still have that big question mark, who's going to fill that hole, Shad?
Yeah, I don't know if it's to say we're trying to make you feel good. He's a young guy. It's a little pat on the back, but I don't know what they're trying to do. That didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Believe us, we love Von.
Yeah.
Big fans of Von Miller, but we're trying to collectively get better right now. If you're looking at the offense and looking at the defense, obviously the defensive side of the ball, let's work on something that we know needs fixing. And Von's going to get his when he comes back in week 7. It was just a little disgruntling to see him out there so early. With that though, as a whole, I think the Denver Bronco defense did a fair job. Certainly a step up over what we saw against Seattle. But another sore spot, the old lump on the rump type of thing, special teams.
Yeah, special teams has been horrid, just been terrible. And I don't know if they got to fire somebody, but it is very bad. It's not, and so and we're running out of time to fix this problem.
Yeah.
So
we got 1 week.
Go fix that.
Right.
You can fire special teams coaches. Are you kidding me? That should be easy. All those guys do, come on, run down, stay in your lanes. Go get Reggie Rivers here, great special teams player, good friend of Bronco Planet. Bring Reggie in, let him coach the special teams, because what we're doing now really sucks badly.
Well, I can't even tell you, Shad, the last time we had a field goal attempt blocked. We had another, punt returned for a touchdown against us. It's just, it's a damn clown circus, it seems like, when it comes to our special teams. And, just like you said, we're running out of time. This is something that we got to fix now versus later. Even though you have Peyton Manning taking care of your offense, with the defense not being as solid, the one thing that I don't want to give up points to is special teams and put our offense in a position where you're always playing catch up. And the other thing I don't like, even though it's fun to watch at the end of the day, if the Broncos are victorious, I don't want to get in shootouts. I want to have a good solid defense. I want to have a good solid fundamental special teams, because Peyton's going to get his. That, I think, right there is the recipe for a championship football team.
Absolutely. There's nothing worse when you're competing with teams. We used to see it back in the day with Dante Hall would return one back. It just takes the air out of your sail. Yeah. You can't have that happen. Or on the other side, you can't be fumbling and dropping easy returns. So the Broncos have got to get special teams fixed. A couple other people, just real quick, I wanted to mention Stevie Johnson, second in tackles. I liked him all preseason. I love it when his helmet comes off. He still goes in for the tackle. And Kayvon Webster, I think the youngster, is really coming along. I think youngsters are going to get burned. We saw it back in the Darren Williams days, right? Young guys are going to take chances, but I like how he's sticking close to the players. So I like what I'm seeing. We've come a long ways on the defense. We're not quite where we need to be, and there's still the wild card. What are we going to do without Vaughn? Right.
Well, and real quick, since there's shout-outs to individual players, because it was a guy, he just kind of struck a chord with me, the kind of the forgotten Bronco wide receiver, Bubba Caldwell.
Yeah, Bubba's fighting for a position. I don't know if it's too little, too late.
I don't know, but he had a pretty good game.
He did, and he's had some good camps. But I don't know. I go back to when he was using old Twitter and criticizing Manning for not inviting him to his little Duke throw around. And I don't know if you really want to do that.
I don't know.
I don't know if you can overcome that.
It's water under the bridge, Shad. This guy's obviously, if he makes the team, it may be as the fourth receiver, but just we here at Bronco Planet like to call a duck and give praise when praise is warranted. And last night, I think Bubba certainly deserved that. Hopefully, things continue to go. Again, injury bugs abound. You just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Wes Welker catches a touchdown pass, hops up, runs around, and all of a sudden his foot's done. So it's those types of things. Again, we know it's preseason. But certainly something to look forward to. Rest of the Bronco receivers, I think we're real deep on right now, and it wouldn't surprise me to see one, possibly even two of those guys go on to the practice squad. We'll have to see, which brings us to next week, Shad, and what we'd like to call the Turn the Punch Bowl week.
Yeah, it's not going to be all that exciting.
No.
It's down to who's going to make the team. Certainly like to see how King does, a receiver from Georgia. Look pretty good. I think he's a natural fill-in at the slot. As Wes Welker continues to get older, you want a young guy to learn from, just like what we're doing with Brock and Peyton.
Sure.
So I think he's got a shot. Robinson, he's got that connection with Brock Osweiler there, playing college with him. So those two guys are lingering around. That's why I wonder about a guy like Caldwell. Certainly he's a veteran. He's proven himself, but that's going to cost you a little bit more money. And I like these young kids, and they've looked good at times. And it's going to be hard to get those guys by some of the other teams when all the cuts happen. So some good competition there at the wide receiver spot. Tight ends is still a question. Virgil Green not getting a lot of playing time.
Right.
How bad is Dreesen's injury? Is he going to come back and be ready by the regular season?
Jacob Tamme for the first time.
Tamme is going to be solid there and got the connection with Peyton Manning. So, there's going to be some names. I think Quentin Jammer likely to get, let go. Lance Ball, I thought, was for sure going to get let go, but because of C.J. Anderson's hurt, maybe he gets a little bit more life. So there are going to be a few big names, and there's going to be a lot of no names cut here in the next week or two. But it's that time of year, and it may be a little boring to watch, but there's guys fighting for a career, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. But you guys aren't going to have to wait to see how it plays out anymore. Guess who's in the wings? You know who, Danny? Prize Monkey.
Prize Monkey! That monkey's funky!
Once he was lost, Shad, but now he's been found. The prize monkey back in the house after a little bit of a hiatus after that freaking debacle up there.
It was a mess
Seattle
last week.
Yeah, but he is back, Shad. What do we got cooking?
He's back with full vengeance, Danny. So let's talk first about what we have. Earlier in the week, Danny and I had an opportunity to go hang out with some old Broncos. Some you might have heard of: Rod Smith, Ed McCaffrey, and Jake Plummer.
Yeah.
Just a few guys that did all right back in the day.
Average Joes there. Sure.
So anyway, they signed a hat for us, a Bronco hat, and we're going to go ahead and give it out this week to Bo Ramsey. Bo Ramsey.
All right, nice
reason
job,
we
Bo.
picked Bo Ramsey's everywhere, right? So he follows our Facebook page for Bronco Planet. He's also a member of the Denver Bronco Booster Club, and he's on Twitter all the time, and he follows us on Twitter. So you do all those three things right. The prize monkey's bound to call your name before too long. You can also follow us on Pinterest and YouTube for sure.
Right.
So we got to get some prizes out for some YouTube.
Yeah,
fans
absolutely,
this next
and certainly coming for the rest in the next several weeks. We have a much bigger prize, Shad.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while, and you're actually running out of time. You've got till the end of the month to get signed up, and that's coming pretty quick.
Folks, TikTok.
This is an awesome helmet that we got signed, full-size helmet by a lot of the current Denver Broncos at the draft party, and all you got to do is go become a member of the Denver Bronco Booster Club.
That easy.
$20, folks. $20. Put the cigarettes down for a week. One less trip to the liquor store. Maybe you can do without the extra, package of Oreo cookies. Whatever you're spending $20 out.
Yeah, I get what
Go
you're saying.
support the Denver Bronco Booster Club. They're going to support the alumni charities, make a difference in someone's lives, and you got a shot to win this thing. So go do it. Say, when I ask for the referral, just say Danny and Chad, and get signed up. 5 days, you can win this helmet. Put the smokes down. You can do it. Just a couple days, folks.
Sounds good. Well, we've got the big week coming up next week, which will most certainly put us to sleep, but we will still be here covering all that. Be sure to check that out. Prize Monkey obviously will be back as well. So for Shad, I'm Danny. This is Bronco Planet.
Take care now. Bye-bye.